Rich Wife, Poor Husband, Volume 3, by Eva Nash. Introduction. A troubled man yearns for a shot at redemption in his heartbreaking yet hopeful story, from Eva Nash. The Lesters were killed in one night. Clarence Lester was saved by a college girl on his way to escape. In return for his kindness, he becomes the superfluous son-in-law of the Burnetts, who are unaware of his true identity and treat him with hardship and insult. Suddenly, one day, he finds himself and the whole world trembles. Chapter 20. Who's the Asshole? No, this can't be. How can a loser make the Cantrells collapse in an instant? It must not be, and the number he dialed was just a 9. Grandpa, what's wrong with you? I'm having a nice dinner at the hotel. Who could I have offended? The most I've offended is the Burnetts' loser son-in-law. Hattie was also a bit puzzled. Who could she have offended? She didn't know which of the big names in Westwind she would be stupid enough to offend, so she was sure her grandfather was mistaken or heard about it. Get back there right now. No, you wait there and remember to apologize to someone. Hattie was stupid, but Grandpa the Cantrells was not. The Cantrells were immediately wiped out, so they must be a man of the world, and there was no such person in Westwind. If you have to say, it must be the mysterious masked man who has recently risen to prominence. Even the Wheelers were exterminated. Not only the Wheelers, Fernando, such a character, is also said to kill, and the means of cruelty, and he was there that day. The man's aura through the body, certainly not what Westwind, such a small place, can cultivate. Moreover, that person he found at the time, a Martina Burnett relationship special. As if Fernando's death is a rage for the red. After all, Fernando's death and then Fernando gave Martina Burnett the same means. This is what the man said about an eye for an eye with a tooth. Before he had not thought clearly about the trick. This hurt his granddaughter said she only offended the Burnett's waste of a son-in-law. He seemed to suddenly understand. I think that the Buddha is the Burnett's son-in-law. It's just that the Burnett's people don't know it yet. Although he could not understand this person clearly, this hand and eye, why is willing to be a waste son-in-law? Suddenly, Grandpa remembered. Fernando tortured Martina Burnett to find out who she had saved 10 years ago. At that time, the man himself admitted that it was him. At this moment, all the keys were straightened out by Grandpa Lee. This is what happened. That Martina Burnett is really lucky to save a big shot at the drop of a hat. Grandpa, what are you talking about? Asking me to apologize to a loser? That's not possible. When Hattie heard that her grandfather had asked her to apologize to a loser, she immediately did not like it. How is it possible? How can she apologize to a punk who has no skills and still talks big? This is not a joke. If you don't apologize today, get the hell out of the Cantrells right now, including your parents, all net out of the house. The grandfather is also angry. All this time, still do not want to know how to redeem, but still play a small nature. The Cantrells have no salvation depending on how this is handled. Grandpa, what's wrong with you? How can you, afraid of a loser? Hattie some doubts. At the same time, heart also produced a bad feeling. I'll say it again if you don't apologize or get the hell out of the Cantrells. Grandpa was so angry with Hattie that he almost passed out. Hattie still doesn't understand why she has to apologize to a loser, or rather, she did not want to understand. But Grandfather's words cannot disobey. After telling Grandpa the address of this place, Hattie also hung up the phone. It's you! What the hell did you say to my grandfather that he had to make me apologize to you? Hattie made a final struggle. It seems that your grandfather is quite smart, but it's useless for you to apologize today. Insulting my wife must be punished. Hattie listened to Clarence Lester's words. She understood that maybe this man wasn't really talking big, or things couldn't be so coincidental. But apologize, she felt a bit unable to pull the face, dilly-dallying, just like the stare at Clarence Lester. Never dared to take a step forward. Considering that she is also the most favored granddaughter of the Cantrells, everywhere she goes is sought after. She has never known how to write the word apologize.